Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to American Tales Live. I'm Anthony Tucker. I'm your host. You can call me Tuck. I'm an American storyteller who's traveled the United States coast to coast, around the world, engaging with extraordinary people who are chasing their dream with reckless abandon. And along the way, they're inspiring us to pursue our very own dreams. So tonight, we are going to get loud in this town on a collision course for impact, for a good time here with a live audience at the Hunt Club in downtown Tulsa. How is everybody doing tonight at the Hunt Club?
Well.
Yeah, let's go. Listen, tonight is our debut here at the Hunt Club. If you want to come back and hear some storytelling and hear some acoustic, authentic American music, join us the first Thursday of the rest of the month at 8 p.m. for the rest of 2026. We'll be here. Shout out to the team here at the Hunt Club. So before we get started, I want to give you an unofficial emergency warning in case something happens tonight on our maiden voyage here at the Hunt Club. I do not know where the muster stations are in case we go down like the great ship, the Titanic, the unsinkable ship, some would say. But I do know if the integrity of this building comes in question, I'm going to save that damn Marlin right there first, okay? I'm going to self-preservation one, Marlin second, and the rest of y'all third, okay? There is a doctor in the house. It is not me. I was born with tremors. You do not want me to try to save your life. I am not that person. If you want somebody to tell your story, I am that person. So tonight, the feature guest that we have on American Tales is an American musician who is one of the Battle of the Bands winner there with the Western Grunge Records there at Buffalo Run Casino there in Miami. His latest single, No Good Boy, really is a return to true Americana songwriting in a world that is full of copy, paste, and assimilate, right? Or turn to AI. I'm talking about American musician and the guy who's going to wash our sins with tobacco and sage. Join me in welcoming Garrick Fausett.
You've quoted me 2 times already.
What's up, brother?
It's good to be here, man. I'm so glad to be hanging out with y'all, and it's so nice to be here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So.
It's a great time here downtown. We're going to have a great time. Now, you've been on the road. You've been kind of a windshield warrior, not to be confused with the Facebook warriors out there, the single moms in the small towns who are controversial commenters on Facebook.
Yeah, no, it's just been, that's what I spend most of my time doing, going places just to share my songs and get myself out there and play more music for more folks. And it's been something I've been passionate about for several years now. And it's been a lot of time and a lot of miles.
Where have you been this week? Because I know you were posting about it on social.
Well, earlier this week, I was back up in Southwest Missouri. And then the week before that, I was down in Arkansas, and I came from Texas the Thursday before that. Yeah. So I've just been traveling. I've been to West Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, back to Oklahoma City, and then time here in Tulsa.
Yeah. So. I know you're from this part of the country because we say Missouri.
Yeah, I grew up in Southwest Missouri, and Tulsa's my home now, and it's good to be here, but that will never leave how I say that word.
Yeah. I spent a couple summers at Lake of the Ozarks with a teammate of mine when I was playing soccer at college. Don't remember much besides that you guys have to have special licensing to drive like boats and stuff versus in Oklahoma. We don't really care. Just hop on a boat and drive on the lake.
I'm not allowed to drive the boat, so.
I found out the hard way, probably an unpaid ticket out there in Lake of the Ozarks there in Lebanon, Missouri. So
yeah, no. So it was definitely a great place to be, though.
Yeah, lots of money there at the lake. I will tell you that. So talking about, let's go back and travel in time. Where does the story of Garrick Fausett begin?
Music-wise, it begins when I was a young guy. My family on one side was very talented musically. I grew up in a hootenanny every other weekend, and I just never learned to play.
Yeah.
I was what you would call a jock. I spent most of my time being an athlete. And later on in my early youth, I picked up a guitar and learned that I like to write.
Yeah.
So that's really where the music story begins for me. It comes from just being a fan of music and always being around live music specifically.
Yeah.
And then picking this up as a hobby, really.
Yeah.
Something as an outlet for me.
What what's musical instrument do you remember picking up first as a kid?
It was definitely a guitar, and I couldn't hardly play it. But my first instrument that I was good at was actually the trombone.
Trombone?
Yeah, I played the trombone and the baritone in the marching band in junior high.
Did you have to wear those really itchy outfits?
No. No.
Are there pictures that we can somehow conjure up?
There are no pictures of that.
Okay. But I'm sure those pictures exist. Who was the first? Were you a CD or a record? Like, do you remember your first album that you had?
My first CD that I listened to all the time was Toby Keith Pull My Chain, and also the early or the 90s best hits album, which should have been a cowboy on it.
Yes.
And I got that in like the year 2000. My parents gave it to me for my birthday, and they bought me a CD Discman. And we changed the batteries in it every night so I could listen to those CDs. So,
do you remember how sad it was to actually you would scratch your CD?
It was heartbreaking.
It was
heartbreaking. It was terrible because that was the prized possession.
Yeah,
that was your music.
I remember I had like a yellow one that clamped down and it was supposed to help against skipping, and you could run with it, and it would go like on your arm there. It was so much weight. But like an iPhone like 17 or whatever the hell we're on now, it's a brick anyways.
Oh,
yeah. So I remember those days. My middle sister Courtney is here. I have 3 younger sisters, and we would just fight over CDs and stuff. Especially shout out Britney Spears before shaving her head and everything there, and definitely boy bands back in the day. So, but Toby Keith was huge because he always stood up against the industry. Him and Alan Jackson in the 90s. If you look up stuff on social, they just they want them to lip sync at CMAs or AMAs, and they're like, nah, dog, I'm not doing that.
Those two were my 2 favorites as a young guy. That's what country music was to Garrick at 5 years old.
Yeah. They were on the Chattahoochee.
They were.
He was such a G. He was like slalom skiing while doing a music video.
I like the bit where his drummer didn't play with sticks because
that's what I'm talking about. He was just like, you want me to be here? And now some people, modern artists today, definitely some of them just don't show up to the music awards. So they get nominated, they win. They're just like, whatever. Yeah. Would that be you, future Garrick?
I don't know. I've been to a couple of those, and I'm not big fans of them.
Yeah.
But going for the experience, if you're a young artist, do it at least once.
Yeah. We, my wife and I went to the ESPYs for the ESPN Awards out in Los Angeles at the Microsoft Theater there downtown. I made the mistake of going through the red carpet. We were running very late, so she dropped me off and went to go park. And I went through the red carpet, and that's when President Biden was vice president. He was there, so dudes with automatic weapons are like checking everybody out, and they're like looking for my credentials. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to go through this entrance. I'm just supposed to go through the general dude admission. But it was so awkward because there's so many like blank, boring moments that you're just waiting, and everybody's just getting crunk.
It just feels like it's an occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a point just for everybody to get together, which is great. But
yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't host one of those and like have a great time and see people who want to, like yourself, who can perform live really well, because nothing weeds out like imposter than having to perform live. And that's why Alan Jackson and Toby Keith were so instrumental in the 90s, being like, no, we're real. Like we're going to perform. No, we're not going to go fake it, because our fans love us because of our authenticity.
Absolutely. That's what live music is about. And that's what those guys really represented well.
So who was your biggest source of inspiration from like a family member or a friend growing up who kind of pushed you through the marching band to become Garrick Fausett that we now know?
Mostly I'd say my folks were big supporters of me. My mom was the first person to question me when I quit working my job full time, and then turned around when she saw that I could do it, was like, all right, go do it. Yeah. But definitely the folks, Jeff and Kay Lauderdale, back in the show, and Pam, all those people that they show up for me every week in and week out, and they were there, and they were just like, you're gonna be this, and you're gonna be able to go and do these things. Yeah. And they were there for him all the time. But I'd say my parents and my grandparents have always been the people that pushed me to be my best.
Do you remember your first live performance as a musician?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Where was it at?
It was at Indian Springs Brewing Company in Neosho, Missouri. It was an open mic, and I got to play 3 songs. And one of the songs I sang was Should Have Been a Cowboy. But I just remember thinking at the end of the night, I was like, I don't know if I could ever do this again.
Yeah.
And I came back the next week and I did it again. So
yeah. who did you meet other musician wise? Was there like a community that you kind of were able to get infused in and join to help support your growth?
Definitely. I grew up with some guys back in Neosho that we kind of reformed after high school as we were been writing and playing music. My old guitar player, Elijah Jones, was putting on open mics. My drummer, I met at an open mic there in Neosho. And then Josh Jennings, who's a Americana singer-songwriter back there in the Joplin area. So we could just kind of had this small community of people that wanted to play together. And those were the guys that I leaned on mostly and for music and what I wanted to do with what I was doing. And I learned from them how to play and how to have a stage presence and write good songs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's such a transition. I think you and I can both agree from writing great music and then be able to have stage presence. Mm-hmm. It's an acquired skill. I know for me, and my sister can attest, that I've always been that person staring in the mirror. Like, I can remember the original internet where you could go to the University of Virginia, have like the presidential center. So every speech from every president, either radio or like an address or TV, was stored on this website. So I could, in 1998, I could access it and then start to practice on public speaking by just listening to it and then redoing those speeches in our one little bathroom there on the west side of our hometown community with the one brush. So my mom was a big couponer. You did not want to open the drawers. She would just go, we didn't have a lot of money, but somehow she found like buy 3 boxes of tampon, get 4 boxes of tampons free. It was, you didn't want to open the cabinets in our little bathroom. I was like, oh my God, I'm just looking for a towel, Mom. I don't know why you bought 25 boxes of tampons with all these super coupons. But yeah, like it takes that raw intensity. And like I said in the beginning of the show, like that reckless resolve and belief in yourself that you're going to make it. Mm-hmm. And then having good people around you. So even when you're having a low moment, that you are like, dog, I'm going to make it through it. So, so in our next segment, we're going to talk about kind of your journey and development from 4 years ago when you first released your first song on Spotify to kind of now, which we are kind of talking about some new releases that are going to be coming up. And we'll kind of talk about life's journey and how it shaped you. Would you be open to playing the song I texted you about?
Yeah, I can play that one.
Okay, so we're talking Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon is one of my favorite songs and it's the first song. We'll take a quick break and Garrick is going to play that live for us here at the Hunt Club. All right, guys, we're back here at the Hunt Club for American Tells Live with Garrick Fausett, and he's going to perform Man on the Moon.
I was wandering on the cool side of an August sunrise, waiting by the firelight. It's got me acting a fool, hiding from my friends. I've been living with strangers, just me with the man in the moon. Well, he knows my secrets, no need to tell them. Got a bird's eye view, he's a snow white dove. I've been making my way across this county, just me with the man in the moon. I said, tell me, are you really that lonesome? Is this rock all that round? Are you traveling? Are you just a wanderer? Do you mind keeping me around? It was 5-card poker, cheap beer and cigarettes. I've been passing off this face on a ball of dreams, practicing for no one. I've been sleeping in shelters, just me with the man in the moon. I I said, tell me, are you really that lonesome? Is this rock all that around? Are you traveling? Are you just a wanderer? Do you mind keeping me around? I said, tell me, are you really that lonesome? Is this rock all that around? Are you traveling? Are you just a wanderer? Do you mind keeping me around?
Great job, Garrick. That was amazing. That's one of my favorite songs that you have out. And it was actually, like I said, the first song that Garrick put out there
A
on
long
Spotify.
time ago.
4 years.
Feels like forever ago.
It-
A whole lifetime.
It does. Talking about kind of like your voice as a songwriter and as a musician, kind of how do you describe your voice and your identity?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I just kind of do it. I learned it. I had to learn to sing and where I could sing at and how I played and what I could do. And I just did it.
So for Man on the Moon, what was really your inspiration behind that song? But
That song comes from my granddad, who would always say, the man in the moon he's watching you. I don't know if he believed in God or not, or what he thought about the world, but he always believed that there was something out there bigger than you were.
Yeah.
And so his person was, the man in the moon's watching you, man.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote that outside of his house at 2 a.m. in the morning, looking up at a full moon in August.
Yeah.
So,
But that song is absolutely beautiful. And that's why it was my request of him the other day when Cody and I and Garrick were talking. And because it really describes, like, sometimes we feel so lonely on this rock. Is it truly round? Are we truly connected?
yeah.
Or are we just destined to feel isolated all the time? Like, what bucket are my feelings going to be in that day?
That's kind of where my head was at that day. And I just didn't know, like, I was thinking in my head, and I was like, well, if you're looking at it from the world from a bigger perspective, you know, are you a flat earther? Is the place round? Are we in the sphere that we think we're in?
Yeah.
And I think you hit that one on the head. So it's about just being lonely and whether or not, you know, is someone else is out there is watching you, or how you relay with the world around you.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those songs that, like, ignites that emotion within you, like on Greater Purpose, because we spent a lot of time, especially recently, you know, on the road. And it's just like, and you do the same thing. And so many of our friends out there that are musicians do that. Are we doing what we are doing? Does it matter, right? What's the greater purpose of it all? And are we truly making people feel something? Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And if you're making yourself feel something and feel connected, that's one thing, right? And being honest with yourself and the man in the mirror. But then if you're also out there making people or helping people navigate life's different seasons through music and storytelling, then you're doing a hell of a service to the rest of the world.
That's the weirdest thing about writing songs is, I wrote that song for me, and then to hear people be like, oh, I like that, or I see how this aspect of the song, they saw this instead of something that I wrote about.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful in a way, how music connects people and different ideas.
100%. Now, after that song, so was there anything like just fun, just like drinking beer, having a good time that you also wrote as kind of your beginning?
Yeah. I had a couple of songs. One of them is, we're going to play it later tonight. It's called 4 Chords and the Truth. And it was just about me being in a bar.
Yeah.
And, swearing from this corner to the next corner. And then I have another one. It was called Byway. And it was about people from where I'm from, just having a trailer park party and, being loud and obnoxious.
I know a few things about that. My friend Mara here and I, we both spent some time in Tahlequah there. Yeah, there's not a lot. Look, we love Tahlequah. My kids are Cherokee. Wilma's named after Wilma Mankiller, the only female chief in the history of Cherokee Nation. But it's go fishing, run 1,000 miles. Mara probably almost accidentally hit me a few times. and then that's about it. Go hunting, fishing, loving every day. And then remake that song later. I'm not trying to throw shade at Luke Bryan, but damn, did he just repeat that song twice really recently?
It would have sounded better with a banjo.
With the banjo, with the harmonica, just like, oh man, show some love for the Red Dirt Boy from Georgia there. How do you think your storytelling has evolved from that first like raw 2022 you to now with your latest single with No Good Boy?
I'm trying to get out of the element of myself.
Yeah.
And at times those songs still come to you. They're the easiest songs to write.
Yeah.
And you're writing about things that you focus on in your own world. But when you get outside of that and someone tells you a good story, or if someone says, hey, I did this today, and it gives you an idea, and you can start from that and write from not a first person experience, but something you made up that feels more third person and omniscient. Yeah.
Now tell me, who do you think is the greatest storyteller that you've met in your life?
Oh my goodness. Greatest storyteller ever. Was probably a preacher like 20 years ago. Yeah. And I don't remember his name. That's bad. But no, man, I really don't know the answer to that question. The greatest storyteller ever would have to be my uncle Phil or my Uncle Bob. They have jokes for days, so mostly not stories.
Some of those jokes are probably not suitable for our audience here at the Hunt Club. We all have family members like that who they come teed up like to family events. They've got like 5 to 10 jokes that they're just ready to throw out, right? And some of them are controversial because everybody's got different political and religious beliefs. But by God, they're going to get through their 5 or 10, and they're going to fire them off and piss somebody off along the way. Not to be confused with Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No.
Did you ever watch that show?
When I was really young.
You got to rewatch it, man. It has so much more meaning now.
Yeah. That show was probably off before I can remember watching it for the first time.
Yes, I'm probably older than you, Garrick. Tell you the days of linear TV. And then you would also have an uncle who could hook you up with HBO for free. You could somehow splice it in the back. That was the guy. That guy, he probably lived down at the trailer park, if we're being honest, but he was a good dude, and he was going honky tonkin' every Friday and Saturday night. That's for sure. So kind of looking forward, as you look forward to 2026, what are some big things that you have on the horizon?
Mostly right now it has been focusing on getting a record done, and that has finally started to roll a little bit. So I finally got my demos done and sent out, and then coming up in the fall, I'm taking a tour out west with the Revelry, and we're going to be out there for 15 dates. Yeah. And mostly right now it's just trying to play more shows and focus on writing more songs, I think. Those are the biggest things that I got coming up.
Yeah. What song in your current arsenal of songs that are out there on streaming are you most passionate about and are most excited to sing when you have a set on your set?
My favorite songs that are out right now are probably No Good Boy and Horsey. Mm-hmm. Horsey was a song when I wrote it, I knew I was going to be stuck with it forever.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I wrote it sometimes. I was trying to write a Marty Robbins song, and I always just have that first thought of what I was thinking. I was, a guy riding a horse. And now when I sing it, every time I'm on stage, I just think about that guy riding a horse, take care of business downtown. And it's just what goes on in my head. Yeah. But then No Good Boy, which was a song that it took about 6 months to write. And I had written the chorus for it, and I met this guy, Tracy McQuillan, shout out to Western Grunge. And he was having a bad week. And he told me a few things, and I went, I'm going to go finish this song now. And I finished the song over the next couple of months. But it's been my favorite song to play live because it's one of the better stories that I think people, especially from the Mid-South, Midwest, Ozark to Southern region, can really identify with, having to travel and see folks and going from town to town. Yeah.
So what is the weirdest kind of like starter for a song that as a songwriter that you picked up? Like just set you off, put you in that writing mode? Something random.
Man.
You talk about Western Grunge and those folks, but...
I wrote Get Loud because a pile of leaves was blowing down the road swirling.
Like a
I wrote that entire hook that you quoted me on in like 5 minutes, and I was like standing in the corner in Bentonville, Arkansas, head against the wall. My friends were like, "Are you coming with us?" I was like, "No, I got to write this down."
I love that song too because it's so catchy.
Yeah,
like we're on a collision course destined for impact. Like that, you could just say so much with that, right?
Yeah,
it's just the way that we used it tonight for the intro, but. It's one of those songs that's just like super fun, and then you have those super serious emotional songs. But I think as a storyteller for myself, like I never know what's going to lead to the next source of inspiration.
Yeah.
But you always have to be open to, like you said, not looking inward all the time, but looking outward and hearing other people's stories.
That's one of those songs for me that's 100% fictional. That when I wrote it, I was like, "Oh, I can do that more."
Yeah,
and it was kind of got me out of my element because I wrote about things like that in the past, but never from that perspective of like, oh, I just got to write cool lines here and there.
Yeah.
And it was a fun one to write.
How would you describe your genre as a musician?
It's kind of hard to do nowadays. It's just music I like and what I'm inspired from. So it comes from outlaw country and red dirt country and like old 80s and 90s alternative sound. And then there's some grunge influence in there. My buddy Dom calls it outlaw folk. Yeah. So we've been kind of running with outlaw folk for a while.
I would agree with that.
We just write folk songs and we turn them into rock songs.
Yeah. I would agree. It's definitely like that Americana, like folk storytelling. It's very like Man on the Moon. Like it's very soft and it takes you on a journey the whole way. And then Horsey, right? You just imagine the guy.
Yeah.
How do you not do that when you sing that song?
That's exactly what I was thinking the entire time I was writing that. Because I was like, I wanted to write a song that was like something a 3 or 4 year old could sing. And like you heard them sing it over and over again. When you hear the word Horsey, it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Horsey this, yeah.
I was real bad at Arby's as a kid, like saying horsey sauce. I think I called it donkey sauce, and my parents just finally got fed up and were like, "All right, I guess it works." But that was the good days, man. You get 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5, and now they're sending coupons out for our folks out there that still clip coupons. I think you get 2 roast beefs and 2 medium fries and 2 medium drinks for $10.99. Arby's, I know you got the meats, we all get it, but you got to lower the prices. This economy's tough, especially for us on the road trying to make ends work.
Especially if they want credit for Horsey.
If they want credit for Horsey. Sponsor my guy, Garrick Fausett right here. I'm just seeing the collaboration. You guys do a lot of weird shit out there for your stuff. Like sponsor him. It'll be authentic. Before we go into our final segment here at American Sounds, you want to play No Good Boy?
Yeah. Before I play this song, I always offer people, if they can tell me what it's about, that I'll buy them a beer when I get done.
Okay.
So
a beer is on the line. Here's No Good Boy.
Well, your daddy don't much like that boy you're running with. He said you're drinking too much and all the smoking needs to quit. What would mama say if she could see you now? Queen of the okie honky-tonk sound, with that no good boy from Oklahoma. No good boy you gonna see. That no good boy from Oklahoma gonna get himself a little piece of me. Well, dry your eyes before daddy gets your shotgun out. And I told that guy once and twice what would happen if you come around. You're running back to native ground. Queen of the okie honky-tonk sound, with that no good boy from Oklahoma. No good boy you gonna see. That no good boy from Oklahoma gonna get himself a little piece of me. She got stars hanging in her eyes tonight while she's running to the Oklahoma line. Like mama gonna make my daddy cry. with that no good boy from Oklahoma. No good boy, you gonna see that no good boy from Oklahoma gonna get himself a little piece of me. Well, Daddy's stuck in county lockup again tonight, and I sure would like to see what his tailgate's looking like. Really glad he missed, but not by much. Mama, she'd be crying as she stepped on in that truck with that no good boy from Oklahoma. No good boy, you gonna see that no good boy from Oklahoma gonna get himself a little piece of me. Finally got himself a little piece of me.
Hey, thank you.
I love that song. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but somehow I'm going to be listening to that about 14 years from now when both my daughters are in high school at the same time. And I am literally chasing boys off from my two beautiful girls and thinking, man, how am I going to survive this era? Tell me what that song means to you.
I wrote that because I have 4 sisters. So I was just thinking about the aspect of, what happens when a bad guy comes around, and sometimes you know who that guy is. It's like you got daughters and they're going to be older. You're going to know what that kid's up to when he's 16, 17, 18 years old. Yeah, and when I wrote that, I really love telling that story.
Yeah.
Because it's something that it's a different idea of telling like that story from a brother's perspective.
Yeah. No, and I have 3 younger sisters, so we're both survivors. Congratulations, we're still here.
Yes.
Like I said, I survived all those coupon tampons that used to fall on me in the bathroom.
What is this next to the toilet, girls?
Yeah, like, what is this? I'm just, golly. So, yes, I had to be forced to sit down while I go to the bathroom because I didn't want to leave a mess. I'm just going to put that out there. So that's me. But it was very hard for my wife. My wife has a half sibling, her brother, shout out Luke. But like to understand what it's like when you have a lot of siblings, it's just like everything is on chaos mode all the time, like trying to figure it out. But that role of being a big brother is so influential because to me, it defines who you're going to be later as a man, as a husband, and as a father if you step up in that role when you're young. And it definitely did for me. I was always like 150 pounds because I played soccer here in Tulsa for our TSC, the original TSC, not whatever this private equity owned TSC shit is now. Like angry English people yelling at you with cigarettes. I survived. So, but growing up then and just willing to defend them, right? Even my best friend's sister and I saw him when I was running before I came here today. Like she'll tell you a story about when she called me at 2 a.m. and he was too drunk to help. And I went and found her in an apartment. And it was all a prank because she just wanted to show her friends that I would show up and protect her as if she was one of my sisters. So she just told the story the other day at a birthday. I'm still mad at you, Danica. I'm still looking right in the camera at you. So, talk about the Western grunge, that battle of the bands there at Buffalo Run there in Miami. What was that like? Because you got so much, social was blowing up for you after you and I kind of connected. And it was like Garrick Fausett is one of the winners.
No, I really, I enjoy those guys so much. Kenny and Tracer over there. I've got to know really well over the last couple of years, but that event was something that they brought up, and they brought it to me and was just like, hey, we want to do this. We want to start doing our own festival.
Yeah.
And to see live original music and people that want to play original songs and all the artists that they went and got for all 3 series of that was a huge success for them. And I really enjoyed meeting new people. Mm-hmm. And it was weird to get the response off social media that we got because I'm not used to that always. But it was a good time, and I'm glad to have been a part of it.
Speaking of that recognition, when was the first time that when you were performing that somebody was out there singing a song back to you, and what did that moment mean to you?
It was probably back in the open mic days, It's years ago.
Yeah.
And I had written this song. It's called By Coda. And the hook of the song is praise God, save Jesus in the 417. And the 417 is the area code from where I'm from. And the whole bar would stop. It didn't matter how bad I was doing, and they would sing that hook to me. So it felt like I was doing something right.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I could imagine. I can't sing. Cody, who's here with me tonight, she will tell you, and there's plenty of social content out there with me, with other artists. You do not want me to sing, but I could only imagine what it's like to have that moment where you're like, okay, this is worth it, right? It's keeping you going. Now, on the flip side of that, when do you think has been like your lowest point when you thought about quitting music throughout your journey?
Man, there's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I think probably about a year ago, I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I really hadn't written any songs for a while. I was having a rough go. Right when you're a songwriter, you know, it doesn't matter how many shows you're playing or how much money you're making. If you write a song, you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't writing songs, and I was ready to just call it quits and go back to the farm, but I just stuck it out, and I had a good run there in the fall and winter last year, and just kind of got back to doing it again.
Yeah. If you weren't doing music, what would you do?
I would be working in a greenhouse.
In a greenhouse?
I would be working in a greenhouse. Yeah.
Now, kind of looking forward, what do you hope your career matures into in the next five years?
I just want to be able to tour and play. I want to play all over the South Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, and I want to be able to go to the coast a couple times and just, in this business, they say music is your full-time second job.
Yeah.
You got to find all the other stuff with it. And so as long as I'm writing songs and touring, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And that's what I want it to be.
Did you also meet our mutual friend, Emily Woodhull, there in Miami?
I did.
I saw a photo of you guys and I was like, shout out. That is our favorite Costco rental car person. She is our friend. We love her. We also took her to the wonderful place in downtown Bartlesville where we were at Woola Rock, and then we went to eat there at Franklin Lola's and let her enjoy a steak there. And because
I had a steak at Lola's.
You haven't had a steak?
No.
Boy, that's fresh.
I've heard about it.
Yeah. Well, ask Emily about it. Yeah. We had a good time when we were there. Cody, unfortunately, got the gumbo after being outside in 105 heat index. But Emily's one of those artists, when I think about like this group of younger artists who's just super authentic like yourself. And it's cool that like Western grunge is bringing you guys together. I know that Cody and I are working on somewhere we can bring all the late, young, up and coming female artists for a songwriting retreat, which is something really passionate for us and our team. Because, we got to be part of the Southern Songwriters Retreat in Stroud at Tatanka Ranch. And there's nothing like it. Like being isolated out there and being around the fire and hear everybody sing what they had wrote earlier that day.
Yeah.
It was mesmerizing.
That's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bring her up. She's one of my new favorite songwriters that I've met. I met her because of that show. And you bring up just bringing out a songwriter show or anywhere in a circle with people. That's a beautiful experience. So especially for females, they need that.
Yeah. It's transcending.
We need more of them.
We need more of you. The future is female. It's a very transcending experience. But Emily was actually here the other day at the Hunt Club performing. We were in Jinx. We kind of bounced between, she came to see us at Sweet Shots. We were doing a collab with Henry Zellner. And then we came down here and then went back to go see our other Emily friend.
You probably missed me by 5 minutes.
Probably we saw Emily Hollingshed. Actually, she was crushing it, but it was like 110 out. A lady literally fainted and hit her head. We needed Mara to save her life, but she got medical attention. She was okay. Yeah. But I was like, what are we doing, guys? It's so hot.
Playing out in the heat at this time of year is, we played the county fair 2 weeks ago and we played outside the next weekend. And you just do what you can.
Yeah. Your buddy from Missouri, Jeremy Phillips, will be coming up September 18th or 19th there in Osage County. I got a chance to talk with Jeremy a couple weeks ago, and he literally just became a new dad like 2 days before. I was like, bro, I remember those days. I was so stressed out, but I look forward to meeting him and his full band. My buddy, Robbie Gearhart, was kind of, getting all the musicians together for that county fair up there.
Cool. Jeremy's whole band are all good friends of mine. Jeremy, those guys, they're awesome. So I hope you guys have a great time.
Yeah.
You got to give Clayton, Clayton produces all my songs that are online. So
shout
out to Clayton Michael Ray.
Okay, so real lighthearted before we close out the show with a performance of an unreleased song from Garrick of his choice. Favorite place to eat at in Oklahoma?
In Oklahoma? I don't know. I'm I'm a big fan of Brahms bag of burgers with cheese.
Let's go.
But I mean, that's my go-to.
Do you like Brahms sauce?
Yeah, it's the best.
Okay. I am still on this mission, Garrick, and everybody here with us, that they can give me a large cup of it to go. It's possible. I know they can do it. I did that the other day at McDonald's. I got a whole large cup of mac sauce. They charged me 48 cents. I said, my God, you can't get a large fry out in 25 minutes, but you just made my day in about 1 minute. Okay, anybody else in the bar born in last century, how come they can't get food out quickly at McDonald's anymore? I go through the line about every other day with my kids, and we get a large fry for $1.49 on the app, and they say, pull forward. And I just look at them like they just attacked America and our democracy. I'm like, what in the hell? And then 25 minutes later, they come to the van, and my kids are already choking me out. Where's it at? Change the show on the tablet there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're fixing the ice cream. In the 90s, they could serve us a damn birthday cake from the back. They used to have those. Give us 5 meals, and it would all be done in about 10 minutes. But now we've got apps. Some would say the apps are bad. Some would say they're real bad.
Must have been the good old days.
Bro, the 90s were great. You would just go outside. Your parents would be like, get the hell out of the house. We don't, go run around the block, especially our block growing up. I mean, you learn a lot of things where I grew up. I mean, my dad had to come save me once. I was playing basketball. I was like 7. There was like 18 and 25-year-olds dunking on me. They literally went on to play Division I basketball, and they thought it was a good time. The cops were called. So kind of like no good boy situation, because he had to come defend me and get me out of that battle, because my mouth was a lot bigger than what I was able to back up. And that was 100%. I'm just going to be honest out there. So I'm definitely guilty of that. So I had to get stronger. That's why my teeth have been knocked forward a couple times.
Too many soccer balls to the face.
Too many soccer balls to the face.
You go.
I can count to 10 on a good day. Okay, so outside of favorite food, what is your saved song on Spotify or streaming that we wouldn't expect you to have saved, that maybe is outside of your genre?
Oh my goodness, probably anything Kesha.
Shout out Kesha.
Shout out Kesha.
Talk about a journey. Kesha was put through hell and high water. That girl, my goodness. Yeah, her first song versus her album that came out probably 5 years ago. That album 5 years ago has so much depth to it versus just like, what was that first song by Kesha? And it was like P. Diddy. What was that song? It was just like so catchy. You know what I'm talking about?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like feeling like P. Diddy.
That's what the name of this?
Yeah.
There you go. TikTok. That's in the song.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, how do you survive in the TikTok world, man?
I don't.
You don't?
I get eaten up by sharks every day.
Oh, brother, man, it's tough.
It's just something it's a tool. You have to use it.
Yeah.
I get new people that find me there every week, actually. So, and most of those people will inbox you. And say something. So that's nice to meet fans that way.
Yeah.
But it's a tool, and it's tough, but you got to do it.
I also want to give a shout out to our friends in AI who are creating these fake hot chicks out there on Instagram and TikTok to follow me. Thank you for targeting middle-aged fathers. I appreciate it. But then 2 days later, they get turned in for spam. Like, what are you doing? So you ever get that? You're just like, yeah, that's fake. But appreciate the follow. Cody and I were literally talking about this earlier today. Our last question, what is something that lives rent-free in your head about everyday life?
Rent-free in my head? Man, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's rent free in my head, but I'm here. I'm going to rock flying through the universe. So I'm just going to wake up and do what I want and be happy about it.
That's good. I think about sometimes you go real macro and you're just like, we're orbiting and rotating at a certain speed. I didn't pay attention to science class very well. But I once was an executive at a science research company. Don't look up on LinkedIn. Don't Google it. But I will tell you that, there's so many things to your perspective of life. Sometimes you have to think macro and think we're just a third rock from the sun. And there's a lot of other things happening like asteroids. There's a whole like NASA division out there that just tries to map where asteroids go. And they just pass through in the night, like 2 trains going by.
I don't know who woke up, decided they want to do that for a job. But
bro, they're probably making a lot more money than us. They're out there just crushing it. Yeah. So, man, it has been so good to hear your story and to hear you live. You're so authentic. And remember when the times are tough, and you've heard this, you're an inspiration to so many people. Your words speak so much volume. And I'm so glad that we got to meet tonight and be here. And you were our opener as we debut here at the Hunt Club with our friends here in downtown Tulsa. But
well, I appreciate you guys having me. Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah. Social media. Everything on social media is Garrick Fausett Music. GARRICKFAUSETT.
Let's go. Follow Garrick on social and on streaming. And you want to close this out with an unreleased song?
Sure. I'm only playing this because Dave Burnett showed up. Where I'm from, people make liquor. This one's called Mountain Holler. It don't rain around here anymore. The pretty flowers are dead. They're all dead. Up on the mountain high, down in the holler real low. Cool running water. And I'll make my run before that evening comes, when the weather brings down the leaves. Pure running water makes pure mountain holler. Coonpecker trickle and drip, it's filling up my jar. I take a little swallow and sip, it makes me warm. Corn and copper, cool running water. And I'll make my run before that evening comes, when the weather, it brings down the leaves. Cool running water makes pure mountain holler. Cool running water. Songs about liquor.
Yeah, I definitely had some moonshine there in Tahlequah that I think I went streaking to Taco Bell. That is all alleged because some of those people are now medical professionals. But thank you so much for being our first guest tonight for American Tales. America, listen to me. Keep dreaming. If it's getting hard, it's because you're almost there. So we will be back here if you want to join our live audience on September 3rd with Maddox Ross and friends at 8 p.m. here at the Hunt Club. We'll catch you next time. For Garrick and Cody behind the camera, I'm Chuck. Thanks for joining us on American Tales.
Woo! Thank you, Hunt Club.
I was wandering on the cool side of an August sunrise, wind by the firelight, it's got me acting a fool. Hiding from my friends, I've been living with strangers. Just me with the man in the moon. Well, he knows my secrets, no need to tell them. Got a bird's eye view, he's a snow white dove. I've been making my way across this county.